the stupidest things I ever did was in 2014. I was divorced. We had a really good year that year, and I decide that I'm going to go buy a Lamborghini Aventador. Okay. And there was nothing wrong with the car. It was a great car. I owned it for 6 months, and I have to tell you, it was the worst 6 months of car ownership I've ever experienced in my life because I bought the car for all the wrong reasons. I didn't buy it for the car. I didn't buy it for the way it looked. I bought it because I wanted to show off. I wanted people to see that I was successful. I wanted to influence what other people thought of me and the way that I was being perceived. And when I tell you it was a backfire, it was a backfire because I could be filling it up with gas. Unless I was parked next to somebody who had a supercar, people would look at me like I was an asshole. And yeah, I kind of was one. I couldn't drive it anywhere. I would get so paranoid when I took it to restaurants. I wouldn't let valets park it because I was afraid they'd steal it, or I was afraid that they would take it on the Ferris Bueller joyride. Most of the 6 months that I owned that car, it stayed locked up in a secure warehouse because I just got to the point to where I just didn't want to drive it. I sold the car, didn't lose a lot of money on it. I lost some, but it was a very important lesson to me. And that is, don't buy anything unless you're buying it for selfish reasons. Buy the car because you love it. You love the driving experience of it. This thing did not ride good. I'm 6'2". I had a hell of a hard time getting in it. I don't think now I could get in one even if I wanted to. But if you're just doing it to be seen, if you're doing it to try to influence other people, the influence that you're throwing out there is not going to be good. I drove it to a few sales meetings. Now, it would depend on what sales meeting that I was going to, on who I knew that I would be seeing, because I had two different cars to drive. I had a Toyota Tundra pickup truck that I really loved. If I was going to see the right people, I would drive that because it was kind of innocuous. Anybody can drive a Toyota Tundra pickup truck. Doesn't really say anything about you. Or if I was going to see guys who I knew were really high achievers, people that really got inspired by nice things, I would drive the Lamborghini. But even at that, it invoked all this animosity as, wow, is Jeff making too much money? Drew up a lot more animosity than it did admiration. And I was so wrong for buying that car. I just couldn't get rid of it fast enough. I was paying $1,200 a month to keep it in this secure lockup. And I wrote a check one day to pay for it, the storage. And I went, wow, this is just stupid. Why am I doing this? I have the car. I like the way it looks, but I feel like an asshole driving it. And I don't like the perception that it throws off on me. And I got to tell you, back then, I lived in Atlanta, Georgia. I lived in Buckhead, which is a very nice area. But when you drive something like that, especially up there, it is like driving around with a big bullseye on your back. And I see so many women now who are carrying around Louis Vuitton bags, and I see a lot of people wearing Rolex watches. I have a lot of nice watches, but I buy these watches for me. I buy them because I enjoy the watch. I don't buy them to impress anyone. I only have one Rolex, and it was a gift. I don't like it. I don't get rid of it because it was a gift. And I keep it in the safety deposit box at the bank. Maybe one of my kids or grandkids may want it one day. I don't find Rolexes attractive. And why would I want to wear a watch that is the most copied, phonied watch in the world? Why would I want to do that? Because people are going to ask two things. Is that a Rolex? And is that real? Yeah. Who wants that? It's the same thing with women carrying around Louis Vuitton or Chanel bags. Most of these people, I can't say that I've really ever seen a Louis Vuitton bag that I thought was attractive. And you may disagree with me, but most people that buy these just buy it for the sake of the name. They buy it to say, hey, look at me. I have a Louis Vuitton bag, just like half the other people I see. How many of those bags are copied? How many of those bags are phonied? lots of them. You can go to Canal Street in Chinatown in New York City and find anything and everything that looks like a real Louis Vuitton bag, but it's totally counterfeit. It's totally fake. People buy them and people just don't care. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you go and buy something that if you clearly can't afford the genuine article, why would you throw off the vibe that you could? And no one cares if you're carrying around a Louis Vuitton bag anyway. A lady asked me once, I noticed that your wife doesn't carry any designer bags. Don't you think that maybe you should go buy her a Chanel bag or a Birkin bag or something like that? I said, honestly, I have asked her in the past. We were at the Louis Vuitton flagship store in Paris last year, and I offered to buy her a bag, and she didn't want one because my wife said she felt like that these bags were just mostly bought by women to pretend that they had money. And I don't know if that's true or not. I do know that there are people who actually rent those bags. Imagine that. You're renting a bag so that you can be seen. Just like over in Miami, people are renting Lamborghinis just so they can be seen. You can stay at a hotel in Brickell and hear these assholes going up and down Brickell Avenue all night, revving the engine. It's not their car. They're paying $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a day to rent one of these things, and they're doing it just to be seen. But there's so many of them down there that are renting them and doing their Instagrams and trying to bullshit you into thinking that they have a lot of money and you buy their course and they're going to show you how to do the same thing. Anybody can do that. You know, the same thing as sometimes I fly privately. I go to the airport. I don't own a plane. I've never been able to put the math together to make aircraft ownership work for me. I do occasionally charter them because sometimes it makes sense and it's expensive. And I'm not doing it for a baller thing. I'm not doing it to show off. I'm doing it to save time. And sometimes the time is worth more than the money is. So, most charter trips that I take are probably going to run anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000. But people that are just doing it to be seen, nah. I mean, some people are. We're so influenced by what other people's perceptions are that it's just so stupid. We go in debt. We get uncomfortable with lots of things that we probably shouldn't. And it's all just to influence someone to making them think that you're something that in most cases that you're really not. So my message for you today is live as authentically as you can. Don't put on airs for people. Don't go out and rent things or get in the debt to buy things that you truly can't afford just to think that it's going to impress people, because people don't give a shit. If you have something that's on the level of someone else, they're going to congratulate you on it. They probably have something better. There always is that person that has something better or something more than you do. But to most people that don't have it, they're going to sneer at you. They're going to look down. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, but if it's people that you're trying to do business with, people that you want to influence in better, more positive ways, then do it authentically. Don't do it in a way that you're bullshitting things or you're showing them a lifestyle that you're telling them that anyone can do when you can't even do it yourself.